All right. In five, four, three, two, one. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the latest episode of the Junior Golf Podcast. I'm your host, Ro Thompson. And listen, this episode is brought to you by Curry Brand, where we are changing the game for good. And listen, we got a special guest in the building, and it's none other than Bennett Scaletta. How you doing, Bennett?
Good, good. Thanks for having me on tonight. It's an honor.
Good, good, man. Good to have you on, man. I've been wanting to get you on for a while. You've been playing some really good junior golf, and you know, you know, I'll get into some questions that I have, but first of all, I want to start by asking you, man, tell everybody how did you get involved in the game of junior golf? I know you have some siblings that play, but
hmm
how did you get started?
Yeah, so I would say I first picked up a golf club when I was around 5 years old. I was super lucky to be blessed with my grandparents lived in Pinehurst. So, some people call that the capital of golf in the entire world. But when I was super young, I didn't really think of it as all of that. It was just kind of somewhere where I would go as a kid. And I would go play golf with my older brother and my grandpa. And that's kind of where I developed a love for it. Just going out there and just not really like I didn't really care what I shot. I was just going out there because I love the game, right?
Right.
Um, but yeah, I would say that's when I first started playing. Yeah, right around 5 years old. And then what really attracted me to want to pursue it would be probably like Tiger winning the 2019 Masters was probably a big. It was kind of like a big just flip for me. Watching him watching him overcome all that adversity that he had
Yeah.
and win that tournament was like super cool for me, and it kind of inspired me to start competing. And then like I would say 2 or 3 months after that I played my first junior event. So um that was him winning the Masters. Probably um it probably kicked me into gear for sure.
Yeah, he had a lot stacked against him in that
hmm
2019 Masters. I mean, you know, it's amazing when when you sit and watch what is it, the par 3 11 or 12, which one is it?
Yeah, yeah,
And
12.
you
Yep.
yeah, you see the competitors just hit it in the
hmm
water, just like
Yeah,
give
yeah,
it
yeah,
to
yeah,
them on a
yeah.
platter. It's
hmm
crazy.
I
It's
remember
crazy.
watching that. Yeah, there was like three guys that hit in the water ahead of him, and he just
Yes.
aimed left and hit it in the middle of the green. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
definitely a cool moment watching
Yeah, and Benny, you bring up a good point. We'll talk about it a little later because most junior golfers they don't want to aim away from the pin.
that.
They
hmm
want to go
It's
pin seeking, right?
that decade line right there.
Yes, yes, we love decade. I've had
Oh yeah.
I had Scott Fawcett on a couple years ago. We stay in touch all the time, and we're big believers in decade.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
anyway, man, shout out to the family. I think your sister Marissa's playing too, and
Yep.
Jackson's playing college golf, and
Yep.
man, so it's a family affair,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we have fun with it. We got a competitive family, and
Yeah,
we just love to go out and compete against each other, and
right.
try and win, and just have fun doing it.
Good. You've been beating everybody for a long time.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that. I would say me and my brother would have some good matches at Cobb's. I would say it was pretty back and forth.
Yes.
When he was playing high school golf, it was pretty back and forth. But Marissa, she picked it up a little bit later. She was probably right around COVID is when she picked it up. So
Yeah.
she was a little, a late starter. But she's definitely improved a lot, and going to play college golf at Western Carolina. So
Yeah, because
good for her.
she's four in the state right now, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's been doing good.
She's is she 2026 or
She's
2020?
2026. Yes,
Oh yeah,
sir.
so she's going to Western Carolina next year.
hmm Yep. Yes, sir.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, good. Well, listen, man. So what do you feel like, when it comes to golf, what do you feel like is the most challenging, you know, parts of the game? And what are you doing to improve on it?
Yeah. So I would say it's more mental than anything.
Okay.
When you get to a level of golf where everyone is so good,
Yeah.
where you can find the edge on people is the mental side.
Gotcha.
So for me, I would say the most challenging part of my game would be staying in the moment. So the moment of the shot. I would say I've done a bad job in past years of getting thinking ahead and getting ahead of myself, and you know you lose focus when you do that.
Yeah.
Um, you lose focus when you lose the shot at hand. Um, But yeah, I would say staying in the moment is a big thing, and just accepting the outcome of the shot where it went. Understanding that the bad ones are going to happen, and just overcoming that with good attitude, and having a good mindset going into the next shot. Um,
Yeah.
but how I'm improving that would probably be just more focusing more on my pre-shot routine and the target
Okay.
that I've picked out. When I do that, it allows me to like really focus on the shot at hand, and allows me to honestly just hit better shots in general. So, staying in a good frame of mind, and, a good um, just focused frame of mind, I would say. Um, yeah, just at the shot at hand, not thinking ahead.
Yeah. And so Bennett, what are you doing to work on that though? Because a lot of people, talk about mental and, being in the right frame of mind before you hit each shot, pre-shot routine. So what are you doing to constantly work on that? Because it seems like,
Hmm.
you play a ton of good golf. And so something you've done to be in that frame of mind more than not. What have you, I mean, do you have a mental coach, or is it
Hmm.
something you're reading? Is it
I
something that
would
you're doing?
I would
Talk.
really say that I implement um, like those pre-shot routines. I do them on a normal basis.
Right.
So when I'm out just practicing, like I'll go through my routine, and I really focus on my routine, and how I'm gonna think about stuff
Okay.
like while I'm practicing. So when I do go into events, then I know that I've practiced this before, and I know what to do here. So it's no different than just going out there and practicing, because I do it when I practice. It's the same when in the tournament.
Right.
So I would say just like on the range, I would say not just beating balls, and actually thinking about what you're doing is something that I do pretty well. And just focusing um, on a target and a pre-shot routine is one of the most important things for me, for sure.
Good deal. Good deal. And so, you talk about the mental part of the game, but of course, there's some things that you want to work on, when you're on the course. How do you balance short game, ball striking, putting? How do you balance all of that? How much
Yeah.
attention do you give to each phase of the game?
Yeah. So this year in particular, I've tried like having more effective practice, basically. So not just going out there and doing nothing. I've tried having set drills and things that I work on that day. But if we're talking just like a summer day, not in school, like I'm
Mhm.
playing tournaments, so a summer day would consist of, um, I'd arrive to the course, I'd do like 100 putts on the mirror. Um, I'd
Got
stretch out, and then I'd probably go into like a completion drill. With would it would probably be like I would put four tees around the hole, and then I'll do the like PGA Tour average putting. So I'll
it.
do four 3-footers around the hole, or I'll do five. Sorry, because it's out of 10. So I'll do five 3-footers, and you have to make all 10, and then you
Hmm.
move it back to like 5 feet, and then you have to make 8 out of 10, and you move it out to 8 feet, and you have to make um, 5 out of 10. So
5 out of 10, yeah.
it keeps getting harder, and it's just the tour average. So I'll do like two of those drills probably for putting, and then when we go to I go to the range, and I'm hitting a large bucket. in the summer. And then I have like I have something that I'm working on while I'm hitting those golf balls.
Right.
And then I'll hit it's probably right around like 90 to 100 balls. And then
Okay.
I'll probably go play 9 or 18 in the summer. And
Okay.
that's so I'm basically doing all three. In a full day of practice, I work on all three of those things. But then obviously, like with school starting, um,
Mm-hmm.
it's harder to do that because
Tight
it
schedule.
gets dark earlier and you
Yeah.
got school. But I would say usually I pick one. Like I have days that I'll go and play, and then I'll have days where I'm just working on something. Um, I'm working on putting or chipping or full swing. But yeah, I would say in a full day of practice where I don't have school, then I'm doing all three of them.
Okay. Good deal.
So
And
that's just kind of how I do it.
okay, good. Now, do you have a favorite drill, or do you have a favorite a drill that you go to? Like if your game is off a little bit and you're
Mhm.
trying to find something, what's your favorite drill to kind of get back on track?
So I would say putting. I kind of have two that I do the most. It would either be the mirror, so like an eye line mirror.
Okay.
I really have locked in on my practice with the eye line mirror. And then I would say like the Pels putting,
Yeah,
like plate with
yeah,
the marbles. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I have one of those and I putt on that a good bit. It's really good for start lines. So if you struggle with start lines with putting, then that's a drill that you can do to get better at that.
Right.
And then full swing, I would probably have to say the connection ball.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
between your arms.
yeah, in between the
Yeah.
arms.
Okay.
So
Okay.
my coach Paul Woodbury has
Shout out to
and
Paul.
back in like
Paul,
I
I
would
got to get you
say,
on the show.
yeah,
Shout out to
that's
Paul.
right.
Coach
Yeah,
Paul.
we gotta
Yeah.
get Paul on here. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
Coach
sure.
Paul.
But um, yeah, so he had me do this drill one lesson, and I was like, man, that's really good. And then I bought one of these balls, and it was probably like middle of July. I got this ball, and I've used it every day since the middle of July. I won't go. You won't see me at the range without this connection ball. Um, I just think it really keeps your arms in front of it, so you basically can't get stuck
Yeah.
hitting it. And I'll just warm up with it. So I'll hit like 3/4 wedges with it and just get loose with it, and it helps me to stay in the rhythm and do all that.
Hey, Bennett, you're gonna have everybody going out to get the connection ball now. Hey,
I
junior
know, no,
golfers.
they're great.
Yeah,
They are
yeah,
great. They're
they are.
great.
And,
My favorite for sure.
I just saw somebody on the range and they were using the connection drill, and I was like, yeah, that's one of those drills that keeps you connected and
Mm-hmm.
I think it was
Yeah.
Phil Mickelson. It was somebody. I was just watching
Yeah.
golf the other day. But yeah, so that's great, man. So, you know, we talked about the mental game a lot, earlier, and you know, during your round, and we won't stay on this topic long because we already hit it pretty good. But during your round, you're gonna hit a not so great shot every now and then, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
how do you handle the bad shots?
Yeah. So I would say you have to learn to forgive yourself for hitting bad shots,
Yeah.
right? So like I mean, there's been guys that have said that they hit maybe one or two perfect shots during a round.
Right.
Um, so like no one's hitting perfect golf shots out there.
No.
So it's just a matter of learning to forgive yourself and having a good attitude when those bad shots or bad breaks come. Because like in the short answer, you can't control a miss hit, right? Like
No.
obviously you're the one swinging the golf club, but like you're trying to hit it good, but you miss it, so you can't control that. But what you can control is your attitude after, saying that I can get that up and out, I can make par from there, I can do this, but also not like you know staying like you got to look at the big picture in that
Right.
situation. After a bad, like you can't let one bad shot ruin an entire hole and let that hole um, like the domino effect and let that effect keep affecting holes. So, if I make a double out there, I might be mad for maybe a minute, and
Right.
then the thing is that I do good is that I'll never let those emotions, like, I'll never let them affect the next shot,
Okay.
is what I do the best.
So
So,
you so with
I think that I think it's all right to get a little bit frustrated sometimes. But just obviously never letting that affect how you play your next shot, I
right.
would say.
Yeah.
Because like if you are frustrated, you can't keep that inside, right?
That's true.
Like now,
Yeah.
I'm not saying like go out and throw clubs and slam clubs and all that, but I'm just yeah, yeah. I'm
Right.
just saying though, like you gotta. I mean, you can be mad for like I don't know, maybe 30 seconds, and then you just got to be like, all right, it's over. So now
Yeah.
now we got to make bogey here, we got to make par here. So it's
Yeah.
just locking in, and then yeah. So I would say just look at the big picture when you hit bag shots and just be like, we got 18 more holes to play and we're gonna be out here for 5 hours. So let's not beat ourselves up over, a 5 minute stretch of golf.
Right, right. It's and you see a lot of that in junior golf. You see the
Mm-hmm.
slamming clubs and
Mm-hmm.
breaking the clubs, and
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't the club fault.
No,
So why you
yeah,
damaging the clubs, and why you
exactly, exactly.
doing
But yeah, my good friend would always tell me that it's wasted energy, right?
yeah,
When you
yeah.
slam clubs, it's wasted energy. It's over. Can't do anything about it. So why get mad?
That's right. It's over.
But
Focus on
yeah,
the next shot, right?
yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. Now, Bennett, what are your short-term goals and your long-term goals for the game of golf?
Yeah. Short-term goals would just, I'd like to get my stroke average to right around 70. Um, that would be like a short-term goal of mine, just to keep improving my stroke average and differential.
Hmm.
But I would say like short-term goal. I mean, I basically hit a big one with college. That was kind of like a short-term goal, but also a long-term goal because that was kind of my goal. I mean, I think that making it to college is basically every junior golfer's goal if they want to keep playing.
Yeah,
Um, so that was kind of a short term goal that I wanted to achieve that I did achieve. But long term goals would just be in college just to see how good I can get, right? So
right,
my goal is to become the best player I can be. Whether that would be playing on the PJ Tour, which is,
right.
what I'd love to do for
Right.
sure if that would present itself. Or
So
if
that's a
it's just
long-term goal.
yeah, yeah, long term
Yeah,
goal for sure.
yeah, PGA Tour.
Or yeah, or whether,
And don't be
maybe
afraid to
that
say
doesn't
it.
work out and then, yeah.
Yeah,
But, I have just become the best player I can be. And then obviously playing on the tour would be a dream come true for sure. But, we're just focusing on, getting to college now and, yeah, becoming the best college player I can be.
there you go. Now I know you announced it on social media, but you want to tell the fans where you're going to college?
Yep. So we committed to Clemson University right around, I want to say, a little over a month ago.
Okay,
Um, so
good.
we've been a Tiger for about a month now, and I'm pumped up about it. And
Yeah,
we have they have a great group of guys over there at Clemson, and it feels like family over there. And I'm stoked for the next 4 years for sure.
yeah. We have a junior golfer that we know, Gabriel. He's going to
Yeah,
Clemson
yeah,
as well.
yeah. Gabe,
Yeah,
Gabe Holtz. Yeah.
yeah. You met Gabe?
Yeah. No, I haven't met him yet, but
Okay, not yet.
I've seen his name up there, and he'll be a teammate of mine
That's
in a
right.
couple years. So
That's right.
yeah,
That's right.
I'm excited.
Shout out to Coach Bird. Make sure you tell Coach Bird we said hello, okay?
All right, I will. I will,
Good,
sir.
good. Now let's talk about uh how do you balance golf and academics? Because you have to stay on top of your academics and you have to stay on top of your golf. Now how do you balance that?
I would say, I mean, time management is basically what you're saying here.
Yes. Yes.
It's tough, like, and it's going to be even harder in college. But I
Hmm.
would say making a schedule on like what you're doing during the days is a big thing.
Right.
So having set times when you do stuff is huge. And then obviously, like, you got to get enough sleep at night because
Right.
I mean, that's where you're going to perform right there is sleep.
The rest.
But that's a tough question because honestly, I don't do a great job of it. If I'm being honest.
Right. Right. Right.
But yeah, I mean, I would say like planning out your schoolwork and planning out your practice is how you're going to get the most out of each day, and the most effective practice and homework and all of that. How you can get the most effect out of that.
That's right. Now looking back on your junior career, if you could change one thing about your junior
Oof.
golf career, what would you change?
Ooh, that's a good question. Um, Probably, I would say if I could change one thing, um, I would say just I don't think I did a great job of like enjoying the tournaments as much like as I do now, I would say.
Okay.
Um, just because like I would say mostly just last year, I felt like I put a lot of pressure on myself to play well, and I think that's when you run into problems where you're not going to play so good. So just changing that to be you know, like you're going to be in the spot you should be, right? Like it's all going to work itself out in the end. So I would say just reminding myself of that is something that I would change. You know, last year when I wasn't playing super good, but
Right.
you know, but yeah, but I think that your bad rounds
Mhm.
can make you grow as a player better than your good rounds can.
Right. Right. Because
I would say.
it's you can you can have a lot of good golf, good rounds, but the 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 test is when you can how do you deal with the bad not so good
Hmm.
round, the
Exactly.
76,
Exactly.
78, can you deal with that?
Yeah. Yeah.
um you just had a big tournament win at the Grant Bennett. Congratulations. How did it feel to win that tournament?
Yeah, it was awesome. Hometown event. So,
Yeah.
you know, I want to thank Matt Harbin on here for doing a
Hmm.
great job with the Jackie Seawell. He always puts on. That's always a great event for me, and he always just runs it so well, and all the juniors love it. But it did feel really good finally close one out.
Yeah.
Um, after all the the heartbreaks this year.
Yeah.
But I think that those tournaments though they built me, as a player more
Hmm.
than I feel like if I would have won. So looking back on it, I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah.
Um, I played solid golf this summer, so I wouldn't go back and change anything. But yeah, the Seawell this weekend, it was honestly like such a cool experience to win the hometown event with, you know, friends and family all there. Just so many local people that, I see almost every day at Cobb's.
Hmm.
So,
Good.
um, defending the home course like that felt really good. But, there's so many great juniors out there, and, just to be able to win against them is just a blessing, and, something that I'll never take for granted for sure.
That's good. That's good. Now, Bennett, how many tournament wins do you have to date? I don't know if you keep up with it,
Oof.
approximately.
Are we counting Mondays?
Yeah, let's
Oh, oh
count them up.
goodness. I would say I probably have close to, I don't know, maybe around 10, maybe including GSAs. it's
Yeah,
hard to keep track of that stuff.
it is. It
But
is. Because some people they have, some people say, I got 57 wins, and they kind of
mhm,
keep up with it, whether it's a CGA or GSA
yeah.
or SCJGA,
Mhm.
AJGA, they kind of keep up with
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah. I mean, if that's your thing, then go for it. But
Yeah.
I kind of just I honestly have no idea. Um,
That's
but
good to know. That's
we
good to
won
know.
this weekend, so that's all that
Right. That's
matters.
all that
But
counts, man. All right.
but no, I have a couple. I mean, I have a couple big wins. I would say the biggest would have probably be, or I mean, one of the biggest was like the state championship in
Yeah.
2023. I think that was like because I was eighth grade at that point, and I was playing against all these 18-year-old seniors, and I was a little 14-year
Yeah.
old out there.
Yeah.
But I think no, I think that was probably my coolest win, just with my brother being there, and
Right.
him finishing second was really cool.
Right
But
after you, right?
obviously, like the orange jacket in 2022 was pretty funny too,
Right.
because um, yeah, I mean, I would say the orange jacket, my first win was probably like when I realized like that I could be like a great player, I would say.
Yeah.
Winning that when I think I was 13 when I won that
13.
tournament. So,
Yeah.
um, just the youngin out there, um, just having fun. But that was honestly though that I got pretty lucky that tournament. I made a lot of putts that
Oh, you
event.
did?
I
So
did. I did.
the putter
I
was
mean, I wasn't hitting it very far, and we
right.
were we were rolling that flat stick.
Woo.
But
That's good.
yeah, and then obviously this weekend was really special too because
Okay.
having everyone there and
Well,
winning is just it's an
well, you
awesome feeling.
well, you've always been at the top of the leaderboard. We've been
Hmm.
following and tracking you for a while, and we always see you. Whether you win or you're somewhere in the top five, top 10. You always run that leaderboard. So, keep doing what you're doing, man. You're doing some awesome things in junior golf. And yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank
For
you.
sure. Well, listen, so just a couple of fun questions, real quick. Would you rather hit every fairway or two putt every green?
Oof, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
I would probably go with two putting every green,
Okay.
which I don't really have a problem with either of those because I hit a lot
Right.
of fairways and
Right.
I two putt a lot of holes.
Okay.
Um, but I would say probably two putting, like having a guaranteed two putt, because then I could just give it a run on every putt, basically.
Right. 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 So
So
yeah, so you take the two putt,
I would take the two putt.
two putt every hole. Okay. If you could play around the golf with any pro golfer, who would it be, past or present?
Um, I would probably. I mean, this is a kind of a generic answer, but I'd probably just do Scotty Scheffler.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
he's kind of been a role model for me with how what he believes in and how he
Mhm.
carries himself.
Yeah.
So it would be. I mean, we would have fun and it would be a cool round for sure just to talk to him about um, winning the Masters twice and having
Hmm.
four majors now and just you know it
Yeah,
would be it would
he's on
definitely
a
be a cool
serious
round.
roll, man. He's on a serious
Yeah,
roll. I don't I
yeah,
don't
he
see him
does.
I don't see
Mhm.
him slowing down. Long as he got that foot
No,
side
I
and
don't. I don't see him slowing down either. He's not showing any signs.
no, no. He's incredible, man. He's incredible. Now, so if you think back on your junior golf career, what's the most memorable shot or putt you've ever hit?
Oh, goodness. Oof. Probably. Oh, that one's pretty memorable. I would say probably in the 2023 Grant Bennett. So I
Hmm.
lost in a playoff there. Um, I would say I made like a 15 footer on for par on 17,
Hmm.
and I like after I made that putt, I like yelled out like yes or something like that. And I was like, it's just memorable for me because I remember doing it and being like, I had to like apologize to the guys I was playing with. I was like, sorry about that. I was like,
So
but
you just
it
lost
was like a
control for a
50 on
minute.
17 at Florence. Yeah, I
Hmm.
made like a 15 footer for par to stay tied for the lead,
Okay.
and that was pretty memorable. But then like a shot that also comes up in my head would be um, the second shot um, into the state championship
Hmm.
when I won in 2023.
Okay.
It was like I remember it being like 175 yards and 18 at Carolina, and I hit a
Yeah.
7 iron, and it was just the coolest thing for me because there was a lot of people up by the green, and I
Watching
hit
you.
it in there pretty close, and
Yeah.
that kind of sealed the tournament right there.
Okay.
So that was pretty cool. But then just like a cool moment would probably be like probably the state championship this year.
Hmm.
Um, so I made like a 4 foot putt on the last hole to seal it. And,
Okay.
having like, there's nothing like playing for a team, playing for
Yeah.
something better than yourself. That's why, like, all these team events that the SCJJ hosts they're so fun
Hmm. Yeah.
because you get to play for something greater than yourself. And I think that's why I'm so excited for college, and that's what that high school that's what high school golf does for me.
Mm.
I'm not playing for Planet Scaletta, and I get to play for myself for 9 months out of the year.
Correct.
Um, so making that 4 footer and having going up and hugging everyone after was a special moment for me. Um, for sure. But yeah, those three moments are the ones that pop into my head. But obviously, like now I have like the Seawell. I made like a 12 footer on in the playoff to
Okay.
win, so that was pretty cool.
Nice.
And that was a cool moment for sure. But yeah, I mean, I can't really put my finger on one just because like
It's been a lot.
I have some cool moments and you
Yeah.
know
Yeah, that's what it's like when it's been a lot, man. You've been playing good for a long time.
oh yeah, that's
So
right. But
what's your favorite all-time course and why do you like it?
yeah, I would say probably that I've played
Hmm.
probably Congaree, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Congaree is
Last year,
that
right?
was yeah, that was one of like when we played it for the match play,
Hmm.
that was one of the coolest junior events I've ever been a part of. Um only because like the course was so great and it's such a cool course with they hosted the CJ Cup out there in
Sure did.
2021.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, like I would say I played it. I think I played the qualifier and then 2 matches, so I played it 3 times.
Hmm.
Um, and it was like spectacular, great condition, and I love the layout of Congaree. It's kind of just you can just bomb it however far you want, and then go find your ball and hit it. So it's not super tight.
Right.
Um, but I just think with how fast the greens were and the
Super
style and the
fast.
layout of it
Super
was
fast.
yeah, it was great.
Super fast.
Um,
Yeah.
but then like Gaiman's Hall is another one that's really cool. We had the Watson Cup out there this year.
Okay.
Um,
Where is
so
that?
that one's in Charleston.
Charleston. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So that was a cool event for sure. Having eight guys up there staying in the cottages and playing such a spectacular golf course. I'm pretty sure they only have like 50 on-site members, I think,
Okay.
at
Okay.
Yeaman's Hall. So
Okay. Okay.
that that was pretty exclusive.
Oh yeah, that
Um,
is exclusive. Very
but yeah, I would say probably Congaree has been my favorite course that
okay.
I've played.
Shout out to Congaree
Yeah,
for
shout out to
those
Congaree.
juniors that are listening. Congaree has the Congaree Global Golf Initiative, and you can be recommended to attend. And they typically have about 40 to 50 junior golfers that come in for a week. It's a very memorable experience if you haven't been. So go out online and apply for that. Um, that initiative. Great initiative down at Congaree.
Oh yeah.
So just a couple of I'm gonna shoot some rapid fire questions to you, and I want you to think about who you want to give a shout out to, all of the people that's helped you along this journey. So driver or putter?
I'll go with driver.
Driver.
Diesel.
Okay. Dream foursome.
Oh, I think I'll go with Michael Jordan,
Okay.
Tiger Woods, and Donald Trump.
Okay.
I
We
think
spent
I
some.
think we would have a fun time.
Okay. Yeah, remind me to tell you about Michael Jordan when we finish the show, okay?
Okay. Yeah, I
All
will.
right. Walk or ride?
uh it kind of depends on the course. We'd probably ride.
Okay. Okay. Save them legs, right?
If it's a nice course though, we can walk.
Gotcha. On-course snack.
Uh I'll go with like beef jerky. I like
Okay.
beef jerky.
All right. Pre-game
Good
meal.
source of protein. Um Pregame meal.
Yeah.
Uh Oof. It depends. If it's afternoon tea time, I think I'm going with something a little lighter.
Okay.
So maybe like a turkey sandwich or something like that.
Okay.
And then if it's morning, I'm just going with like eggs and then yogurt,
Right.
something a little light, but
Right.
they
Yeah.
have protein and they have the sugar.
There you go. On-course drink.
I think I'm just going with water.
Just water? No
See,
get
it's
no.
weird though.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge like Gatorade guy on the
Right.
course.
Okay.
Really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So
That's
like
good.
my high school coach always wants to get like he wants to put these electrolytes in my water, and I'm just like I just want to drink
Little powder.
water.
Right, little
Just
powder.
let me have water.
Right. 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 So now what's your favorite golf movie of all time?
I'll have to go with Bobby Jones on that one. That's a good one.
Okay.
It kind of I feel like it's like an underrated movie. Not a lot of people talk about it. Obviously, like Happy Gilmore is a popular one, but Bobby Jones was good for me because I used to watch that with my family a lot, and I really haven't seen a lot of golf movies, surprisingly.
Right.
So that was just kind of the first one that popped in my head. Um, but it's a good one though.
Well, listen, we have an audience member that says 10. That's trash.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. So yeah, so man, so who you want to give a shout out to that's helped you through this golf journey, whether it be coach, parents, brother, sister, who you want to give a shout out to right now?
Yeah. First, yeah, I want to thank Paul Woodbury. You should definitely. I don't know if you've reached out to him or not, but I would definitely
I
try
think
and
I
get him.
have Paul. Paul, why you won't come
Okay.
on the show, man? I mean, come on, give me 30 minutes, Paul.
He's an awesome guy, and
Yeah.
I started working with him full time right around November last year.
Okay.
And he's made my golf on the course a lot better. And he's just been a good friend of mine and someone I could call up and
Right.
talk with. Obviously when he's not busy because he gives lessons all throughout the day.
He
So
does. He busy,
he's a
man.
he's a
He
really
busy.
busy guy.
Yeah.
Um, but just want to thank my family for
Hmm.
providing me with such great like support, I would say. And then just like my parents, because I mean how it is with junior golf. You're driving from this place to this
Yeah.
place to this place during
Booking,
the
booking
summer, and it's
hotel.
it's booking hotels, and I mean it's a like yeah, it's
It's a
tough, and
full-time job.
yeah, having parents that buy into that is
Woo.
super important and something
Yeah.
that I'm thankful for. And then yeah, just like my high school buddies. So I don't know if they're watching, but like got Landon Smith, Eric
Hmm.
Erlenkoiser,
Yeah,
Cal
Eric
Harvin.
mentioned you on the show a couple of months ago.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I play golf with Eric. He's one of my best friends. We
Good.
play basically every day, and I think that's what makes us so good is that we're always out there competing. So
Right.
we like having that group of guys. We won't step on a golf course without having some sort of match or game
That's
going,
good. That's
which
good.
is it's something that we do. And I'm very thankful for that. And then yeah, so that's about it. Thanks for
That's
having me
good.
on tonight.
Oh, you're welcome, man. How can our audience find you? Are you on? Are you on social
Yes, just
media?
just Bennett Scaletta on Instagram, and I
Right.
don't have any like X or Facebook or any
Okay.
of that. So Bennett Scaletta on Instagram, you can find me. You know, yeah. So that's
Good.
about it.
Well, good, man. Well, listen, it's been a pleasure having you on, and good luck for this year and next year. Still got 2 years
Yeah,
of
yeah.
golf
Still
left.
still got a little bit. So
I know.
we're just
Be patient. Don't rush it. Okay.
yeah, yeah. We just gotta
Enjoy the moment.
keep grinding away and
Yeah.
prepare ourselves as much as we can before
Yeah.
getting thrown into college.
Right. Exactly. And it's in the college is a little different. It's
Yeah, yeah.
John's been in college for 2 months, and you probably know from your brother being in college, it's a lot different.
Hmm.
Through qualifiers and traveling and balancing academics and all of that. So, yeah, man. So good luck on everything. Good luck this year. And then, of course, we my wife and I we said we're gonna definitely attend some junior tournaments. So we'll probably see you out on the course.
Awesome.
So if you
Yeah,
see
yes, sir.
there,
Yes, sir.
give me a holler, okay?
Oh yeah, yeah, I will for sure.
All
Yeah,
right.
thanks.
Thanks for being on.
Yes, sir. Thank you.